episode 4 from Road to Comic Con. I am here with Freya, professional cosplayer, here in the University of La UMED in Bayamon. So, how long are you going to be here?
I'm actually here until June.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So you told me that you're going to be here because a friend of yours is going to debut a comic book.
Yes, he's releasing a comic. His friend was the writer, he's the artist.
Okay.
So they were nice enough to kind of give me a spot at their table just so I had a safe place to be instead of wandering around the con by myself. Yeah. So I'm not going to be there in a professional capacity, really. I'm not a guest of the con. I will be in costume all 3 days. I will be there, and I will be happily centered in Artist Alley.
Oh, that's really good. So we know that. What's the comical book called?
I can't remember the name, actually. I'm sorry, and it's all in Spanish.
Okay.
They're actually going to translate it so that I can read it.
Okay, that's
But it's
good.
only going to be released in Spanish. It's not really a superhero thing. It deals more with current events.
Oh, okay.
It's a little more socially important. Yeah, it's not satirical. It's kind of serious, but even though it was written years ago, it's actually even more poignant now. Okay.
So
it's a social issue.
Okay.
But it's good stuff.
Oh, that's really good. So we'll see. We'll ask later. I'll ask later. What's the name of the company?
Yes,
put it on the description.
I should have had it on a. Oops.
So it's okay. So how long have you been cosplaying?
I have been cosplaying for about 10 years. Before it was cosplay.
Yeah.
Before that word was around, I was just a costumer. I was just kind of nerdy and weird. And then cosplay was invented.
Yeah.
And that was always, I argued with people. Oh, you're a cosplayer. No, I'm not. Because then it was just anime.
Oh, yeah.
Anime was cosplay.
Yeah.
And then that just took over everything.
Yeah,
everything. Now it's just everything.
You see a Wonder Woman passing by, oh, there's a cosplayer right there.
Yeah, or like I'm just in like a stormtrooper tank. And you're like, oh, it's a cosplay. No, it's just a tank top.
Exactly, yeah. People don't think these days. Yeah.
They get a little excited.
Yeah. So, how does it work, you having to be moving around every time? You know, how does that work? This is the first time I actually interviewed somebody that has to move along. Like, there's a con in Miami, then you have to be like in Washington.
Luckily, I don't do a whole lot of those.
Okay.
I'm not that popular because I don't push myself out there. Like I don't Tumblr, and I don't really Twitter. I have a Facebook page because it gave me some separation.
Okay.
I know a lot of people. I've been doing it a long time, but I'm not one of those people that sends out media packs and says, "Hey, you should bring me to this convention," or urge fans to write them and say, "Hey, you should bring me." I'm a little more reserved, but it's stressful. It's stressful. Even the shows that I have done, Florida, I could be at a different show every weekend, just around the state. And it can be really stressful, especially when, you don't want to wear the same thing all the time. You have to make new stuff, or some shows want you to debut something new. How the girls do it that are at a convention like every weekend, I don't know how they do it and not go completely nuts.
Well, I don't know.
The biggest one that I go to is Dragon Con.
Yeah.
I've done New York Comic Con as well, which was But Dragon Con's the biggest that I tend to do.
Attended.
Yeah.
Okay. So
New York was huge, but that's not one that I always attend.
So what did you cosplay in New York Comic
Con? The first day we got there and set up, I just wore my Star Trek dress, my Carol Marcus.
Okay.
Then I did Miss Marvel. Saturday was Power Girl. Power Girl's almost always on Saturdays because it tends to be the most popular. And then I did Black Canary. Because actually my Black Canary and my Miss Marvel were debuted at New York Comic Con. That's why I made them. Okay,
so those are like your main cosplays.
When people want superheroes, those are my go-to. I used to do a lot of other characters that were more historically based.
Okay.
So they were corsets and big dresses and a little more fancy. I love that stuff, and I really miss it. I really miss it. I don't like spandex. Spandex sucks. Like
I saw on your page you have a lot of old school costumes and like, how to say this, like medieval times.
There's a lot of historical influence. I have a Tudor gown, which was my first period creation. I look like Mary Queen of Scots. I have a French court gown with this huge wig. It's very fun. I do kind of barbarian kind of styles. Okay. I do a little Dutch milkmaid, which is adorable. Because I have milk buckets on a yoke and everything, and the wooden shoes. Oh. Yeah, it's cute. But people don't want to see that at conventions. Yeah, they wanted me to show more and more skin, which is something that I did do. I have worn next to nothing. But it's not something that I want to continue to do. I have no problem with sexy costumes or cosplays or whatever. I don't have a problem with it. It's part of the culture. You know, they didn't draw a Power Girl that way for nothing.
Exactly.
But I don't want to just be that. My talent actually is not in the spandex suits. It's more in the more structured historical silhouettes and those kinds of things. And I'm also a little older. I would like to. I don't want to look like I'm trying too hard. Some people do it beautifully, and they're even older than I am, and they do it great. Yeah. I don't know that it's a good fit for me, always being super sexy. And also, I like food. Okay. So sometimes that isn't always conducive to wearing skimpy outfits. Because I like pizza. So I have to, if I know that I'm like when I do Giganta, or when I do Jungle Girl, and those kinds of things, I have to.
Yeah, be
yeah. So
be slim like that. People don't know you too big. No.
I wore tarot. I wore a tarot costume at Dragon Con last year for a short while. I didn't make it. Someone else did. It was made for someone else. They never wore it. I happened to fit. And I walked down. I was so tired. And I walked down on the floor, and some guy told me to suck it in. I swear to you, I almost got in a fight.
Oh, what? Wow. Then people shouldn't do that.
Yeah, he was drunk. Not that it's an excuse, but he had had a few. And I mean, I don't have a six-pack or anything, but it wasn't like I was, you know, so I'm a little soft. Like, it's like, you need to suck it in. I thought it was funny. And I had a girlfriend with me, and she almost hit him. Oh, wow. She got in his face. It was like, you don't ever say that to somebody.
Exactly, yeah. Here in Puerto Rico, actually, they are sponsoring the anti-bullying with the cosplayers. Yes. Even I am, because
it's important.
Yeah, it is important, because one of the videos that I made was like all anti-bullying, and a lot of people that saw my video, they were like, oh, YouTubers don't do this. Some cosplayers forget about it, you know. And it's kind of hard to see that somebody that does this every time gets that.
The thing is, there's two sides. I'm all about the anti-bullying and just in general. Like, I don't care what community you're in, just don't be a jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
The biggest thing, though, I think that people need to also remember, and especially for maybe the younger generation coming into it, they're finding support, and they're finding a safe haven in this community. Yeah. But what you also have to remember is when you put on that costume, when you tout yourself as a cosplayer or a public figure, as soon as you do that, you open up yourself to ridicule. Yeah. You're going to get feedback. You don't get to choose if it's positive or not. No, and that's true with anyone who's on television, any actor, any performer, anybody who has become a public figure. You're going to have people that are going to say mean stuff. And when you put on a costume, you have to, I hate to say that you have to be prepared for it, but you do, there's a part of your mind that you have to know that it's a possibility. It could happen. People are going to be mean because people are people. Yeah. And you have to just not let it get to you. Now, if someone touches you, that's really crossing a line. Yeah. Because that does happen. But people, you have to at least prepare yourself to handle someone saying something nasty. You have to be strong like that. You want to stand up for yourself, and you want to stand up for your friends, and you want to stand up for the movement. But you also have to know that it is possible that it'll happen. Just like if you go to the beach. Oh, yeah. It's not any different. Someone's going to say something. Yeah, there's always one person that says something. Yeah. So, like, you're into this world where geeks and nerds and everybody else that like Star Trek, Marvel Comics, DC Universe, etc., 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 anime. So, I always make this question. Do you have a favorite video game? I'm a Zelda fan. Oh, okay. I am. I love Zelda. I didn't have a lot of video games and stuff growing up. I didn't have any pop culture at all, really. But I remember I got Zelda for my Game Boy.
Okay.
I traded somebody something for it, and I had it, and it was something about the windfish. I don't remember what it was. Song of the Windfish? I don't know. Anyway, something about a windfish. And then I didn't play it again until Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
And I love Ocarina of Time. I do. I actually am just going back and playing Majora's Mask.
Oh, yeah.
And I get really pissed off at it. I go, ah! Screw you, Moon!
That happens a lot. When people say Ocarina of Time, nope. No. That people actually have given me rage quitting videos, and I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm like, wow. So, out of all, in all these cons that you have participated, have any of them been because of a company that called you to debut a game or a movie?
No, I've teamed up with artists more often. That's kind of where I like to fit in more of and they're usually more independent artists.
Okay.
Because I like that, Marvel, DC, your big games, and Sony, they're established. We already know who they are.
Yeah.
And that's why Marvel isn't even going to have a presence at San Diego Comic-Con. They don't need it. They're like, everyone knows who we are.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to kind of team up with the smaller guys. I do. I want to support the independent art.
The local and independent artists around the world.
Independent artists, independent authors. Actually, an author who is actually Puerto Rican.
Okay.
He is sending me a book right now to read.
Oh, that's nice.
Dragons. It's about dragons in the modern age.
Okay.
And he wants me to read it and review it because we had met at a convention, and he wants honest feedback, and if I like it, to tell my friends.
Okay.
I've been involved in a lot of people's fundraising, their Indiegogo, their GoFundMe for their comics. Hell and Holy Water is doing an Indiegogo right now, and one of the characters is based on me.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know if you know this guy named George Perez.
Yeah.
Anyway, he has he's now with Boom Comics.
Okay.
And he's wrote Sirens, which is his own story. And I am lucky enough to be one of the Sirens.
Oh, that's really nice.
So that, of course, he's not a small guy. He's but now it's with an independent.
Yeah.
It's an independent company.
Okay, so yeah, he's.
And what's nice about Boom is when you're reading it, it's not a bunch of ads.
Okay, yeah.
You don't have any of that. It's actually like
all the ads.
All comic, yeah. So, and
like,
I think 3 issues have come out so far.
Oh, that's really nice. So, for all the fans from JarrGaming and Extra Life Puerto Rico and Puerto Rico Comic Con, where can they find you now that we know that you don't have Twitter nor?
I have a Twitter.
You do?
Look at it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it updates on my phone properly. Like I get notifications randomly.
Oh, okay.
Because I've forgotten about it, and then I go back and I scroll through my notifications. And Twitter doesn't really work so well unless you're like on it all the time. And I'm not so good with that. But I use Facebook a lot, even though they've changed some of their stuff recently. Facebook is usually the go-to, and it's Faces of Freya. Twitter is Goldenfreya. And my Instagram, I post on Instagram a lot because I'm a selfie whore. And it's random. It could be weird stuff. It's geeky stuff. It's like work out a lot stuff. It's I like food, so it's just random posts.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff on there. I post almost every day. And Instagram is also Goldenfreya. So I had a website in creation, but then I kind of moved in a hurry, and it didn't get completely finished. So when it's done, it's facesoffreya.com. It's there, but it's not really doing anything right now.
Okay. So for now, everybody know, I'll put all your links on the description of the video. I'm really, really proud and happy that I got to meet somebody that goes around. It was a really nice chance, and I'm really happy for this.
That's why I posted. I was really hoping, I'd meet some new people and see what's out there. I thought, I don't know that many people in Puerto Rico, but I'm going to throw up this post just saying I'm going to be here. And hey, here we are.
Yeah.
Super cool. Completely unprepared, but awesome.
So then you have a friend over here. I'm from JarrGaming. I'm John Ramos. You can find me anywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Google+, everywhere. MySpace.
Oh.
I just had to put it there just in case.
God, I remember those days.
No, we all do.
Ooh, I'd rather not.
Well, I'm very glad Very happy that I got to meet you.
Thank
Freya.
you, thank you.
So guys, this is episode 4, and this is all for Extra Life Puerto Rico. We'll see you on episode 5 tomorrow on YouTube, JarrGaming.